Hey, welcome back, guys. Automotive Inquiries here. So, just got back up to Denver. I appreciate everybody giving me some feedback about how the videos this weekend were shot, and it got a lot of great conversation going about payloads and everything like that. I did a video a while back on axle ratios, but one gentleman was asking about some current payload specs and what the 23 is looking like and everything like that. So I'm going to put a link in the description. But Ford offers these towing guides, and they just put this one out. It's hard to say when it exactly came out. It may have came out in November, December of 22. It's not like they advertise when these things come out, but I wanted to get with you guys because it does look like there might be an advantage to waiting until if you're going to go forward, potentially ordering a 23 or finding a 23, because there's some really big bumps in towing in the trailer, both conventional and fifth wheel towing over the 22. Now, if you're going with the GM, the 24 may be your option if you're looking for the actual 10-speed Allison showing up with that motor. Now, for this one, we're going to focus on this one because I have both the 22 and the 23 guides pulled up. And if we can kind of just take a look here. Now, again, we want to look at all these little exclusions when we're looking at max payload. So if you see like a tiny little number like this one right here next to 30,000 on the 6.7 Powerstroke, 30,000, that one requires F250 high capacity trailer tow package. Now that every manufacturer has their own version of camper package or heavy spring package or whatever. So again, keeping these numbers in mind. Now, if you're getting a basic one, so if we cruise over here for the 22, they had two options for your rear end. You get a 355 and a 430 in the F250. So as we cruise over here, so my truck, again, I've said it's 14.7, so I got 4x4, 159 wheelbase, 6 3/4 box, crew cab, 4x4. So cruise down here, it's 14.7. You get to 15 when you go to the 430. And then this exclusion right here is number 4, so trimmer off-road package, which is kind of cool about that. They actually don't lose any polling, but you can see right here that to get this big number, you got to have the max package for the F250. But again, you only really gain about 300 pounds, but some of that 300 pounds you gain, you also get a lot more stability in that. But when we zap over here, you guys know that Ford is now going to introduce for 23 a 6.8 liter. And the horsepower on the 6.8, which is just basically a D-stroke 7.3 with a higher compression, it actually is on par with what GM 6.6 gas is. But with that one, they're only going to offer the 373 and the 430. But if we cruise over here and look at this again, you can see that those tow specs are dang near what I'm getting with mine at being the 7.3 Godzilla. So that'll be a good option because they actually give you the power specs on this motor too. But when we go up here to the Godzilla 355, is actually bumping at 20. Oh man, I'm doing about 2,000 pounds of trailer towing, so that's phenomenal. And then of course they brought in the 373 this year for the F250, which is actually going to bump. 16.6, we're on the wrong. Here we go. So not much even going from a two-wheel drive, but look at that. You're going all the way up to 17.7 on an F250. I mean, that's fantastic. Then you go down here to the 430 and you get up to 18.2. Really, where those new numbers are going to be is, I mean, even with that 6.8, you're getting good numbers. But you go up here to your Gooseneck towing, and again, it's raised up from last year, from the 22, so you can kind of see right here where all of that is. Now the big numbers are when we come down here and we look at the F350. I mean, look at these numbers. I mean, you're getting up to, with a 430 on the 7.3 gas, you're getting up to 19.5. Interesting enough, it's not far behind the diesel, so I mean, it's really kind of crazy. But on the F350, you're only going to get the option of the 373 or 430, no matter if you go with the 6.8 or that. But that's just conventional towing. You probably won't believe this when we get here, but this column is going to be a little confusing. But we look right here and look at this number that you're getting. I mean, most people are probably going to be in this 4x4 6 3/4 box crew cab market. But I mean, obviously you can find your specific vehicle here, but when you go 7.3 with the 430 this year, you're getting 21.4, which I think last year was around 20. So let's go and zap over here, because that is a big bump. You know, last year these basically were the same. When you're talking about 7.3 to 355, you're 14.7 on your trailer weight, and in addition to that, when you go to your fifth wheel weight, it's about the same. It's about 15,000. So we go into here, and yeah, so you're saying the 7.3 on the 1 ton, you're at 20. If you get the 430s and 16, which are still really great numbers for gas. But I'm telling you, this year they've went up almost 1,800 pounds or 1,400 pounds on the 4x4. So, I mean, these are really respectable numbers coming up to it, considering we look at this top column and you go over here. Most people are going to order their 6.7 with the probably the 355. A lot of people feel comfortable with that. I actually like the 331 because you get really good fuel economy. But you can see right here, you're actually not losing hardly anything, a couple hundred pounds of towability, and it's so close that why not get the better fuel economy? But when you do get up here to the high output Powerstroke, which is coming out, you can see that bumps that number up even more. So, I mean, really, these numbers are really respectable, even for the 6.8, which is the replacement for the 6.2. I mean, look at this, is way better than what I already have. So, I mean, depending on if you were concerned about, you know, I don't know if the 7.3 now has good enough specs for you. It definitely has enough power, but if you thought, well, maybe I want to go up and, you know, have more payload and everything like that, these new numbers are very respectable, and they're definitely better than that. And if we cruise up here to the top, like, this guide is really phenomenal because it's going to give it to you. But if we go right here, you can actually see that the new 6.8 is going to put out 405 horsepower and 445 pounds of torque. And the this guy gets a little boost, the 6.7. The big Mac Daddy is going to be this guy, the 500 horsepower and 1,200 pounds of torque. But at the end of the day, this guide will actually walk you through some of the safety features. And I did have one guy say that he thought or believed that part of the towing tech, based on what the TFL channel was talking about, was that the tow haul mode and engine braking with the gas, it was applying the brakes. I don't believe that. To be true, I don't know, so I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm just saying I can't find any information on that other than what they say. Now, they were using a diesel in one of their challenges, and in big trucks, when you use the exhaust brake, it slows the vehicle down tremendously, and a lot of times people don't know that it's slowing down because they're looking for those trailer brakes or the pickup brake lights to come on. And they did say in one of their videos that the lights themselves illuminated when they were using the exhaust brake. So I'm not sure if that's helping do that, but I don't see anything on here for 23 about that. But this will actually talk to you about all the towing tech and everything like that. So this guide is out here, and theirs is probably one of the easiest ones to use. Ram had a really good one where you could look a truck up by VIN. However, building a truck on their website is a pain in the rump. So I don't really find that, and we've known Ram to actually inflate their towing numbers, but then lower their payload numbers. So you really never in a perfect world can get to their max tow ratings. But the 23 guide is out there. I will put a guide, both the links for the 22 and the 23 towing guides. So that way you guys can go to them and see what might work for you if you're leaning towards Ford. And I'm excited about that 6.8 liter. I think that's going to be a good version to bridge over. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, I would always go 430. And I think that the 430 has its place for some people, and the 355 and 373 has a place for other people, especially like me. I don't intend on towing anything monster, but for those guys hauling the big stuff and they're running a gasser, I think, the 430 is definitely where they should go if they're running hills and stuff. But I mean, these guides are definitely out here. And I just wanted to put this up here because it's hard for me to specifically talk exact numbers because each truck is going to be a little bit different. But that being said, you at least know that what your base range and stuff is on these. And like I said, I will get that posted up right now. This video will be popping up, and then I'll put the links in there and everything, so you guys should be good to go. So please do continue to subscribe and hit the notification bell for new content. I'm excited about hearing how everybody's giving me good feedback, things that they're looking for. One video that will be coming up is we'll be talking about, I did a trade value video that's out there on how to get the best trade. Just some background, I did work in fleet sales for a while for both Ford and GM. And so in that kind of market, I know the background and how vehicle sales work. In addition to that, I didn't have to work on trying to make big money on those deals, so it was easier for me to look at holdback and look at all these other things like invoice and stuff like that. But I can give you guys some great pointers for those people entering the market, and that'll be good across the board, no matter where your loyalty lies, whether it's Ram or GM or Ford or a matter of fact, just any car. So, but I will get that up for you guys, and I appreciate you guys being here and being part of what I'm doing. Thanks.